nerds, and welcome to The Gutter. My name is Steve. This is the 25th episode of the second season of the Gutter Nerds podcast. Tonight we're going to talk about atmosphere in horror games, and Bree is going to give you some horror anime recommendations. Joining me today is Corporate Cal.
Hello.
Also joining us today is Bree, but she's not here yet. Where's Bree? She's coming. We are here in the Gutter Nerds green screen while the podcast studios continue to be worked on. Hey, JB.
What's up, JB?
Dang, Cal, I like the look.
Oh, thank you.
You've got the Gilligan hat, but a beard.
Yeah.
So you have both serious and whimsy.
I'm more like a castaway.
This is Castaway Cal.
Castaway Cal.
Hey, that should be your... Oh,
Come
on in, Bree.
Come on in.
I guess go grab her if you don't mind.
Have a bite.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to have some...
Orange chicken.
Orange chicken while Cal goes and lets Bree in. I did tell her to come on in, but... there we go. All right. We're flying by the seat of our pants tonight, guys. How are you? There she is. Hey, Bree.
Why is that blinking still? I was like, Fernando would kill me.
You want some orange chicken?
Don't eat.
No, I had Chinese today.
I'm not passing it to everybody. That is a one-time offer.
Have a seat. So we're still on single cam, as I was saying, because the studio is still being worked on. And here's Bree Senpai.
Hello.
You just had your Spider-Gwen cosplay go up. And
Yes.
you did a shoot in downtown Fort Worth?
That was in Irving by the convention center. Yeah.
That was fucking awesome looking.
Oh, well, thank you. My little sister took those for me.
She did great. You did great. It was awesome. Velocitor asked, have you ever had a grilled peanut butter sandwich?
No,
Peanut
but
butter
I
and jelly
have
sandwich.
had grilled watermelon.
Grilled, not so much,
That sounds good.
but PB&J on toast. Like, that's where you're at.
I've had a fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
With banana in there?
No, I don't think there was banana in there. I think it was just fried, but that was good. That was solid. It was sort of like a Monte Cristo, actually.
Okay, that'd be tasty.
Yeah.
I'd approve that.
Not bad.
I'm glad you didn't take the biggest piece of chicken.
JB says, hi, Bree.
Hello.
What have you guys been playing?
Lots of League. Oh my god.
You got your computer going.
I've been playing so many games of League of Legends.
Where you at?
Just so many.
You ranking?
I'm in Gold 4.
I'm in Gold 4 and Paladins.
Wait, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Hooray! Paladins. No. But no, lots and lots of League. I've been playing some PUBG, but the season is over on November 12th, and since I haven't had a really working computer since like last year, I really want to rank and get out of gold because I feel like I can get out of gold.
What's above gold?
Platinum.
Plat. Okay.
And then diamond, then masters and challengers.
Right. Okay.
If I get to diamond, I feel like I'm actually decent at the game.
I would love to watch you. I'd love to watch your rank. I love watching your
We need to rebuild my OBS.
rebuild your OBS.
As in, like,
you have to go the whole and put the scenes together and do the whole shebang?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
And you're a master at it now. So.
Yeah, I can do it in my sleep. So.
Yeah.
Bree, what you been playing?
Nothing really. I beat Spider-Man.
I just got Spider-Man for my birthday. Nerdez got it for me for my birthday.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. You're going to love it.
I'm really excited about it.
I played a Spider-Punk the whole time. Then I met him there. Oh,
You met
man.
him at wait, was it DCC?
It was at Fan Days.
Fan Days. Okay, yeah.
That kid was really flexible. Like, we walked up on him, like, doing, like, backflips and stuff. And I was like, can I just, like, take a picture really quick, please? And he was like, yeah, man. And I was like, cool. I'm so excited.
That sounds great. So the whole weekend was good. That was just this last weekend, right?
Yeah, my little sister had never been to a convention, and so she wanted to go for her birthday.
What was
And
her
so
reaction?
There was a guy who was Negan. But, like, when I say this man looked exactly like him, like, it was great. Like, she freaked out. She was so happy.
How old is she?
Yeah. Oh, she's 22.
Okay.
Yeah, we're, like, 1 year apart.
If people don't know who Negan is, I believe that's a reference to The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
There
So
you go.
Villain Walking Dead with the bat.
There was, like, a booth, too. Like, this dude was selling the bats made like that. And then I bought her a shirt with Negan on, and she was so excited. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice.
JD goes, oh, he was doing backflips, and your he was so flexible comment.
It was so strange. My dad was like,
That's some hardcore cosplay.
I was like,
For
wow,
sure.
he committed.
That's commitment.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I have been playing The Evil Within 2. That's the most recent thing I've been playing. We played a bunch of stuff during Special Event Week and for our horror games and stuff. But The Evil Within 2 I started on Thursday, and it's fucking amazing. It's so
I
good.
do need to play it. I heard that it was better than the first one because the first one let me down.
I liked the first one, but this is hands down better than the first one.
Good.
Like far and away. This is more of an open world horror game.
Oh, really?
And but not in that Assassin's Creed-y like wander around and do random stuff that's not connected to anything and gathering a bunch of things. It's really like you're just trying to find resources and like you're trying to find like, you know, ammo and like, you know,
like
stuff to survive.
And stuff? Oh, okay, okay.
You're trying to find things to survive and you're trying to, you know, do some things for people in Union, which is the name of the city. And but like you just stumble across shit it's not even a mission or a side mission. You'll just like go into a house and like shit'll happen.
Oh,
like,
wow, that's
it's
really
crazy.
cool, though.
Yeah. Hey, Slavic squats! You've come to harvest our chromosomes again.
On a side note, I just want to say no to Velocidotus. We are not doing grilled peanut butter quesadillas.
I'll try it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
What is, like, you dip it in jelly? Is that a salsa?
Found any grass sleepers yet? In Evil Within 2, I have found things that crawl around that have two heads that look like, what's that Nickelodeon show with the...
Cat dog?
Yeah, cat dog. It
There was
sort of look like cat dog.
Two Stupid Dogs?
Me out.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was
Real
a giraffe.
Monsters?
No, not Real Monsters. No.
It's a Nickelodeon. I'm going to start naming them, too.
It's the Nickelodeon.
If you have Verve, you can watch all of those shows.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the
I don't know what that is.
the streaming service.
Yes, even though they just lost Funimation, but you know.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Not me, but...
Yeah, that's a bummer. So tonight we're going to be talking about atmosphere in horror games, and then Bree is going to give you some horror anime recommendations, like I mentioned earlier. But first we'll start with atmosphere in horror games. I want you guys to tell me a game that you felt the atmosphere, the world
Silent
around
Hill.
it was okay. Why? Perfect. Why? Yeah. Silent Hill is really the first one that comes to mind.
Just first one that comes to mind. You start off that game, and it's like, even in I'm talking the original. Like you start off, it's like smoky and by smoky, like just
Foggy?
foggy
Yeah.
all around you, and you don't know what really you're doing, and then all of a sudden you have shit attacking you.
Okay, yeah. So part of that was hardware limitations, that they had to keep the draw distance so far in, but it worked so well to the atmosphere of the game that you couldn't really see more than like 4 feet in front of you. And so you would hear stuff as you were walking around town and not know necessarily what it was.
And you hear so much.
Yeah. I just played some Realm Royale with Raven 1. JB, how did you like it? At least it's a panic monitor game. Telltale, Velocidotus. You think Telltale has fantastic atmosphere? Tell me why. So, yes, the atmosphere in Silent Hill is very oppressive, right? So sound has a lot to do with it. But it's also a fully realized world. It's not like you're going from level to level. You know, it's almost an open world game, but not in the sense that we call them open world games
Right,
now.
because there's a pattern you have to follow.
Right. There's
You can go wherever
things
you
to
want,
do.
but all of a sudden you have to follow the proper order to continue on with the game.
Right. Sort of in a Zelda-y kind of way. Like there's a progression, but you're sort of in the map, right?
I would maybe.
Maybe.
Zelda's like different castles.
Oh yeah. It's a different theme, but
different
in the
theme.
sense that you're sort of in the middle of town and you got to wander around and explore, right?
More of exploring. I'll go with exploring.
Yeah.
I won't say Zelda-y because that's a stretch, because it's not like you're getting a giant you're getting an inventory, but not one that's like, I don't know.
Yeah, just in terms of atmosphere though, like or rather in terms of exploration. What about you, Bree? What's a horror game that comes to mind where you feel like the world built around it and the sights and the sounds all lent to...
Oh, I liked Outlast very much.
Outlast!
That's a scary fucking game.
I played that for the first time
The first time?
Yeah, so...
Oh, wow.
I played Condemned Criminal Origins, which is actually one that someone mentioned on Facebook. Condemned Criminal Origins, we finished it, and so I went on to Layers of Fear. And then after that, I played so much like scary-ass horror, like for real scary-ass horror. I was like, you know what? We're going to play Ghostbusters next, because it's still Halloween-y, but
it's chill.
I can take a damn break. But then
Casual Ghostbusters.
our June, one of our mods, one of our viewers was like, no, just play Outlast. And okay. So I did that instead.
Quit being a little bitch and play Outlast.
It was...
It's a scary fucking
that's a
game,
scary
isn't it?
game.
Did you play it on hard?
No. Oh, God, no. No. I played it on normal.
Do you know what happens on hard?
What happens on hard?
You don't find that the same amount of batteries. You have less batteries and you run out of them quicker, and it's like darkness all the time.
I just like those games. Like I really liked the old one on the PS2, like called Fatal Frame.
Oh yeah, that's
yes.
great. Oh, that's
I really liked
that's
those.
A scary fucking
So
game
I liked that Outlast came out like that.
What is it about Outlast's atmosphere? Like what?
I think
what
was
the thing?
I think, like realistically, I'm not gonna go in there like with a gun, like ready.
Yeah.
Because like if anything,
go in there with a fucking
well,
gun?
like
I don't know where
if anything
I'm at.
supernatural happens,
And you
like
do-
and you're in your house, like
Yeah.
most normal people don't have a gun.
But no,
Like on them
On
at
them
all times.
At all times.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really cool that he was just a reporter and like you went in with a camera, and same with like Fatal Frame with the creep, like the ghost, you had to have that camera to like see him. And I thought that was really cool. I don't know why that's always fascinated me.
Pinas Loca says, "That's my sister. Hey Bree, you look so cute."
Oh, hi, Deja.
Hey game guy.
I can't believe she kept that name. Is that your name?
Tattletale, not Telltale. Sorry, Dotus. Game about being a kid sneaking into your Christmas presents early. Atmosphere was just off enough to make it creepy. The Furby made it terrifying.
yeah.
Furbies are terrifying.
And I agree with
Especially when you
JB.
microwave them.
Some Bioshocks were really scary, especially the doctor in the first part.
The Bioshocks
Yeah.
says JB.
The atmosphere in the Bioshock was great.
It's just
Yeah.
beautiful.
So what makes these atmospheres believable? Like what is it about these games that makes them that makes it click? Like why does it succeed in some
It immerses
and
you,
others
in my
not?
opinion. In that aspect, I think it more immerses you than some games. It's like those are more first. How can I put it? Because you're fully seeing all the scenery. Like in Bioshock, you're just seeing literally everything.
Well, they
it's
make
more
it a
first
point,
person, isn't it?
too.
Yeah.
As well, it's more first person for Bioshock, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in that full engagement opposed to that backwards view. I don't know how to put it.
And Game Guy
phrase
mentions
I'm looking
1953 KGB Unleashed. What describe that, Game Guy? That is, I've literally never heard that. The Hellblade game did atmosphere brilliantly. Crazy pineapples. Oh, piñas.
Yeah, she's
Piñas locas. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Isn't that a vodka? Or no,
It's just crazy pineapple.
no, it's a tequila.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a tequila. It's like a pineapple tequila.
Right. So, it's a point and click game. Okay. So this is.
Some of those games are just so scary.
I think atmosphere and world building sort of go hand in hand a little bit. You have to, even if you don't deliver it all in the game or in your story or whatever, you have to in your head when you're creating the world have the backstory, like have a history there, because if things look like they were created or placed just for the game, for what's going on right now, then it can feel like a game and less immersion, right? So atmosphere, world building, and immersion, like those are all sort of three layers of the same lasagna, the same horror lasagna.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that, you following me?
Yeah.
I'm nuking what you're making.
Yeah. But everything has to work together, right?
Wait, you would nuke what he's making?
As in,
You
like
throw it in the microwave.
Oh, I get it now.
He would not explode it with a
I was
nuclear
like,
device.
wow, he hates it that much? Jesus.
Right. So, we'll finish this first thought. The visuals, the sounds, and the sort of geometry of the world, they all have to be there, right? So for the atmosphere to feel full, you can't really miss on any part of these,
Can't miss a beat.
right?
Right.
That sound fair? What game can you think of a game that just like maybe might have been scary, but the atmosphere didn't really grab you, or you didn't feel very immersed into it, so it didn't really do anything for you, or a horror game that didn't quite pull you in?
I mean, it pulled me in. I enjoyed it, but I feel like due to graphics, it could have been better. That was the Soul Reaver series.
Okay.
So like the whole, like I loved the area.
The Legacy of Kain.
The Nosgoth area. I just thought that area was really cool, and it was very like underworld, like vampire ideals. And then all of a sudden, it's just like it could have been like scarier in my opinion.
Okay.
Because you're fighting other vampires, and it should be like scary.
Can you think of a game, Bree? It doesn't have to be horror necessarily, but just something that just like sort of broke the immersion for you, where you're just like, there's something about this kind of sucks, and so I'm not really.
I'll always bring up that terrible Sword Art Online game.
Sort of like, yeah. Tell
But
me why.
Oh, you played that? Why?
Well, It was a gift.
Sorry.
Okay, like people assume like I like anime, that I'm gonna like everything.
I love that anime.
But they've got same face syndrome, so like I'm not about it sometimes. No, I didn't play a lot of horror games when I was little. That was all Pinas Locas over there.
Really?
That's her thing. Yeah, like I would sit there and watch her. Full support. Didn't want to play them.
Right.
I just watched. Like it was pretty rare if I did.
That was Fatal Frame with. I just didn't want to play
You could watch it.
I didn't want to control it.
Yeah. There's something about.
We did that with
definitely
we did that
makes
with
a
the
difference.
Detweiler.
Yeah, she's real into all that. I just sat there and watched. And I have a hard time remembering a lot of them. Like I can remember Resident Evil, but I can't remember a lot of like horror games that I played.
Here's a question for you then.
Yeah.
How about your Aliens game?
Okay, yeah.
Because
How
is that?
because that was for you. I remember you telling me
Yeah.
that even your Kinect picks up your voice, and
Yeah.
you had to be very quiet. And like, was that
Oh,
was
that's
the
scary.
so if you actually like breathed the like too
'Cause it
loud,
had
or
If
your
you
heartbeat,
say
right?
something, it wasn't a heartbeat monitor, but if you said anything, or if your phone went off, or if my roommate
alien
walked
would
through and was
hear
like,
you.
"What's up, dude?" or whatever,
Oh, God, that's
the
so
alien would be
scary.
like find you.
Now, was the atmosphere of that game scary, or is that just the scariest part?
So the atmosphere of the game lent itself to having that being immersive, right? So it being in first person, the sounds and the visuals of the space station, and feeling very claustrophobic in there, and going through tunnels and grates and stuff like that, and then also yourself having to control the volume of the things around you in real life.
Yeah,
you know.
that's scary.
And
Yeah.
Dotis, I just saw that you put that up there, so I just want to let you know. Cause
Of Alien Isolation.
yeah, sorry, he just
Exactly,
I-
and I'm with you on the Connect. I've absolutely. Game Guy talks a little bit about the KGB game. The game tells you absolutely nothing. You're in a missile silo in Russia during the Cold War, I think, and you blacked out and you wake up, something happened, everyone is gone. No music, no instructions, just sound, very ominous sounds. I think, so a couple of things here that I think are maybe possibly, tell me if I'm wrong, the most important part of atmosphere building. The UI. So if you have pop-ups that are like, press A to do this, next go to the chapel or whatever.
Yeah.
That
takes away.
ruins the atmosphere, right?
Well, I think for me it would depend, because like when you play PC like horror games, like for instance Doki Doki Literature Club, that's a straight up like visual novel that you read, and then it just kind of jump scares you the whole time. There's not really an atmosphere to it. It's you're just looking at the same thing like all the time. And the
Right.
girls.
So what about your like Bloodborne?
Bloodborne, I think, has tremendous atmosphere. So I think
Is that a scary game though?
That's what I don't know.
It's not.
I can't
wouldn't
get
say-
past the
There
handling.
are moments that'll make you jump, and it's very tense
And the-
because
There's
you're
there's
very.
difference between
and the
like a
enemies are-
horror and like a jump scare.
Well, the enemies are gruesome looking though.
Yes, it's a gruesome game with a lot of atmosphere. It has elements of horror in it, but I don't think that I would describe it as a horror game.
Okay.
It's not terribly scary. Some things are unnerving and gross, like flappy jowls. There's a monster that's on all
Flappy
fours.
jowls.
It's on all four, and its back. Imagine you took a scalpel from its neck to its butt, and then those skin flaps flapped over and became very
Ew.
long. So as it's jumping around and attacking, its skin flaps are
Does it make that noise too?
like kind of a thing. Yeah.
That's intense.
JB says those dumb Five Nights at Freddy's games were games that were not immersive and sold so well. So not a lot of atmosphere. Or would you say that Five Nights at Freddy's is good or bad in the atmosphere department? Thoughtful or not thoughtful in the atmosphere department?
I think it would depend on which game, because there's so many. Like
Okay.
there's the ones where you're in the bedroom, and then I think there's a few where you can walk around, and then.
I thought of it. I figured it out.
But they're all like jump scares though.
Yeah.
So then, what do you feel about Slender Man?
I don't know anything about Slender Man.
Oh.
Slender Man is a scary as fuck game.
He's
Like,
just
it
like
is-
hiding in the trees.
Oh, he's like hiding in the trees, but if he sees you and like you turn around, he's like literally right behind you and you're murdered.
And then you're killed.
That's not good.
No.
That's
Does it
not
feel,
good.
does it feel like a fleshed out world though?
Oh yeah, you're like walking around. It's like
It's
you-
really
and then all of a
dark.
sudden when you discover like something about him, he's like, oh, he sees you like in the distance. Then he's like, you turn, you're like oh fuck, and then like you look around and then you don't see him, and then you look one way and he's right the fuck in front of you.
Yeah. So Resident Evils and Evil Within, actually, Pinas, this is something that I was thinking about. So I think the earlier Resident Evil games did atmosphere really well.
Yeah.
And I think sort of what I'm learning through talking to you guys and to chat about, I think possibly, tell me if you disagree with this, the most important part of atmosphere is sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah? So even if the graphics aren't great, with
sound can draw
with
you
sound,
in. Sound can
create
guide
the world.
Oh yeah, sound can create a lot of stuff for you. I mean, sight is one thing, but sound, like, you can be creeped out from sound.
Yeah.
You can be standing behind a corner and
'Cause
not
half
know
of
what's
them
going
are
on, but
just
you can
so
hear shit
quiet.
going on in the background, like, and you don't want to move because you might get caught or annihilated or.
So I feel like something like the original Resident Evil games, like 1 and 2, and even like the remake Resident Evil, steeped in atmosphere. Like the graphics, the shadows, the details, the sounds. Not a lot of music. You just hear your footsteps, and you can hear the like clicks of nails on the ground or
You
whatever.
always think someone's behind you.
There's always someone there. But then for a while, I would say that Resident Evil sort of ditched atmosphere for like story and like character and the sort of anime style storytelling of just like
They got with
new
Nintendo,
wacky shit and
Capcom.
all sorts of crap going on. And then, but back to 7 is where I disagree with Game Guy, who said he wouldn't call RE7 a scary game. I would say thriller. I absolutely would call RE7 a scary game.
I would say it's a horror game
It
as
scared
well.
the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I thought the atmosphere was phenomenal because, again, you go to the first-person mode, all of the detail in the house, like it's not just, levels of scary shit happening, which is sort of what I felt about the first Evil Within, which was like, I'm not getting a lot of world building here. I mean, STEM and
they would take
stuff.
you out like so much.
You're jumping around to a
Yeah.
bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it wasn't scary. The Evil Within, was scary. It's not, it's definitely a horror game, and it's definitely scary. It just didn't have that atmospheric sense of dread that I had, like in Resident Evil 7 or in Layers of Fear. By the way, if you liked Outlast, you should play Layers of Fear if you haven't yet. Okay. Find a way to do it.
I will try.
Or watch someone.
The
or
only
something.
horror game I've ever been able to make it all the way through, and I love till this day, is Alan Wake. Like, I love Alan Wake so much.
Did you
I even played the DLC. It is so fun.
Was
game is really
was
good.
Alan Wake immersive for you? Like, did you feel part of the town?
For sure, yeah. And then if I had my headphones in and I was like chilling at my dad's house, which was really scary at the time, I always thought there was like someone behind me because like the people were like shadows and they would just be in the darkness. And then I always thought someone was behind me, but there never was. It was so scary, but it was really good.
Shark says Five Nights at Freddy's is stressful scary since you have to resource manage. It's not exactly survival horror, but it's definitely like it's horror. I just don't know if someone else would have to tell me. I've seen the first one where you're in the old Chuck E. Cheese and you're just in the office in the security office.
Yeah. And it was pretty
sort
fun.
Stuff up. And like that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't. Someone else would have to tell me about the.
See, I don't get it. I don't understand what you're really supposed to do in that game. So
There's so much lore to it now, though, too. Like, there's so much, like...
Its story spun out of control.
Well, it's actually finally all together. Like,
Oh.
he came out with the final game, and it's every single character together, and you play in their, like, in their first game's, like, area. And you have to,
cool.
like, beat all the monsters coming at you. And you can put on as many as you want to, like, play. But, like, I watched Markiplier play it for the first time, and he only lasted, like, I think it was, like, 10 seconds. And that was it. Like, it's so scary and stressful.
Pina says Left 4 Dead was the best zombie game back then, in my opinion.
Favorite of hers all the time.
Favorite of hers? You guys Left 4 Dead a lot.
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Left 4 Dead's a good game. Would you consider it a horror game? Even though it's got monsters and zombies in it, is it a horror game? First of all. And second of all, tell me, like, do you think was the atmosphere an immersive one, or did it feel very gamey to you?
I think they were trying to make it a horror game, but it is very gamey.
Okay.
Because they didn't really have a story to it.
Yeah.
Like, you could read up on the characters and, like, what happened with them. And, like, then you find out, like, certain people from the second game were actually, like, couples. And you didn't even know that. But there's really not... I would say it's more of a multiplayer game. But it is a really good...
It was really good.
Zombie multiplayer game, in my opinion. Because, like, being able to actually be the zombie was really fun.
Okay. Yeah, that part was fun.
Yeah,
I
that
did
was the
some of that,
funnest part.
like, hunter mode or whatever they
yeah.
call it. It was really cool. Halo's Flood were your favorite zombies. So Halo is not a horror game, but it has some areas that are very tense and kind of scary, like especially in the first game when you first meet the Flood. Does Halo? How do you feel like Halo handles atmosphere? Just as a side note, Dotus. since you brought up Halo's Flood. Shark brings up Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which is one I haven't played.
Oh.
They
just redid it, I think,
That's
too.
just like
Really?
Outlast.
So it's no combat, just run and hide
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Same company.
They just updated it though, like better graphics and stuff. I think it's like the new.
They
It was
remastered
like
it or
it's
something.
actually what so it came out before, I believe, Outlast originally did.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
accurate.
it's
And then
first,
they-
yeah.
And then Outlast came out. So I believe that's like kind of like a prequel style game, but not really.
I think so. Outlast was on my list of games that I was going to play or wanted to play, but kind of too stressed to play. But I did it anyway, and I enjoyed it. The only one I have left is Amnesia. I've never played it, and I want to play it, but I'm also feeling very stressed out at the thought of playing it.
Oh.
You
It's
know?
okay.
Do we
It's,
need-
I
do we need to
wouldn't
hold
say
your hand?
Amnesia is as scary
Maybe.
as Outlast. Well, then you have Outlast 2 too as well.
There's Outlast 2, and there's some DLC for the first Outlast that I didn't
I didn't
play.
know there was an Outlast 2 actually.
It's like evolved, I think, around a cold, I would say. I'm not really sure.
Lore with a Valve game. JB, music. Halo's atmosphere equals music, and Dotus agrees with the music part. So, again, I think that really sound and either the use of music or even lack of music is what actually probably creates, I'm going to say probably 60 or 70% of the atmosphere in the game.
Yeah.
If you've got, like, rock music like
Oh yeah,
playing
Call
as
of
you're
Duty.
shooting, like,
Oh
yeah.
God,
Like,
I'm just trying to play zombies.
I'm just playing a game. You know, I'm not inside of a world with atmosphere.
I did watch him play a lot of games. I still watch. He's playing Amnesia again, PewDiePie actually. So
Oh,
I've been
really?
watching
Probably
him play
because
it.
it's this month.
Yeah, because he was one of the first to play it,
I do have Amnesia.
and so now he's playing the remastered version. It's pretty fun.
Your name is Steven.
Whenever watch horror games as if she watched PewDiePie. Oh, that's what Penis was saying. So let me ask you this then: can a horror game be scary if it takes place in the daytime?
Yeah, it just kind of makes it suspenseful.
So that the atmosphere in a horror game doesn't have to be night.
I don't think so.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think because
Tell me why and tell me why.
So, you could say that some like more scary or horror style games don't have to take place at night. Well, I mean, look at Half-Life, right? Half-Life, it's during
I
the
never
day.
played
What's
Half-Life,
going-
so I don't know. I'm sorry.
And we'll have a conversation now. I don't know how you've never played Half-Life, but I mean that's during the
I'm
day.
not
It's like
old.
alien. Okay, we'll go back over there. Go here. But I mean, I don't know. There's like some like jumpy parts and some crazy weird aliens and everything going on, but it's not like scary per se. But it's just like the
Unnerving.
unnerving and unsettling, and it's quiet.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why you don't know what's really going on. But like, let's say if it's nighttime and like crazy shit start happening and you hear things and you can't see them, like in Outlast. It's just, I don't know, to me that's like 10 times scarier than just like, oh, but see everything on the, there's a monster in the distance, so we gotta kill it. See you later.
Okay.
That's
To
me.
you need a sort of a nighttime setting to feel
Yeah.
horror-y.
Yes.
Tell me why not.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know. I just don't think you need to. Like in Alan Wake, there were parts where you would go into the daytime, and it would still be really suspenseful and creepy. And then there's some games where they do keep the daytime around, and they may not show anything then, but it can be just as suspenseful, or it can be just as like scary, jump
Genius
scary.
Locus, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Welcome to the gutter. We hope that you like it here.
It's dirty.
That's a great question. Does there have to be dirt and grime in a horror game? Like, if things are clean and well kept,
I
can
don't
it still
think
be
so.
creepy? We don't have to follow nighttime and dirty aesthetic to
To
be
scare
able
people.
I
to
want
scare
some
people.
quiet-
No, I don't
Regulation.
think so at all.
Some blood.
I want some blood, I want some dirt, I want some...
But that's kind of more like gore, though. Like,
But I mean, it's gonna be like, horror. Okay, what type of horror are you looking for? Like a violent horror, or are you looking for
because there's like different genres of horror.
like
Exactly.
like your cat just took over and got possessed by a demon and it's gonna kill you horror.
Sure.
Pet Cemetery.
But this is
That's a thing.
so like
Yes.
Oh god.
Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil, I would argue had good atmosphere, and the mansion was very clean. It was old and dusty.
Yes,
It
yeah.
was very clean and like put together, like very sort of pristine and untouched. Vice versa, Resident Evil, not vice versa. On the other hand, Resident Evil 7 was like
grimy.
this dilapidated,
Yeah, 5
screwed
was
up
nasty,
house.
too.
And 5 was,
Yeah.
there's a lot of rundown, like, shanty towns and stuff that you went
The
through.
cows, all
Because
that
that's after
nasty
many
stuff.
years, though, right? That's why it progresses, right?
And then, but 5 was also in the day, like pretty much half of the time
5 was
too.
in the day.
Even
Yeah.
though it wasn't scary.
I feel like
But
I feel like if 5 took place at night, that would have changed
think
5 specifically. I
Maybe.
agree that a horror game doesn't necessarily have to take place at night. And so this is kind of funny. We've been watching the Haunting of Hill House on
need to
I've
Netflix.
been
start
told to
that.
watch it.
It's so fucking
I
good.
watched Daredevil season 3.
does it make you pass out though, like everyone says?
Pass out
Pass
Yeah.
out?
You didn't hear on the news like people were passing out and stuff like that from that show?
from Haunting a Hill House.
What?
Yeah,
What do
the
you
one
mean?
on Netflix. Yeah, like people were like getting really sick from it. Some people were getting so scared and like passing out.
No.
Yeah, you didn't see that
No,
on
no,
the
no,
news?
no. Okay,
Yeah.
so the Haunting of Hill House, for real quick,
I'm
is
too
not real
nervous.
jumpy. It's not like, gotcha, a whole bunch.
I heard it was just
it's
really
just
disturbing.
Really, it's just very creepy. And yeah, it is disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
There's disturbing shit in it. So, in Resident Evil 7, you know, I think both of those games were able to be either clean or dirty and have that effect. But there's a scene in The Haunting of Hill House where a character goes back to the house, like
Yeah.
they're trying to go back to like face it, and she goes and she sleeps through the day.
All it says is, show is so scary viewers nearly pass out. And then there's a possible video.
Netflix has released a horror series that's apparently so scary as making viewers vomit and nearly pass out.
Yeah.
No, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
that's so funny.
That's
No, everyone I've heard from says it's just really
It's just really good.
disturbing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really good. But the what they do though is when she goes back to the house, she sleeps through the day, and she's like, "Well, I can't put this off forever, so I'm gonna have to go even though it's at night." And I was like, "That's dumb," because obviously they just did this. The show is really good, but that particular thing is kind of, to me, was like stood out as especially stupid because they just had to get her to the house at night.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like,
and
why?
so I don't think you really needed to do that. You could have sent her there during the day because once she's inside the house, you don't really see the sunlight or anything.
Yeah,
So you can
yeah.
make it anyway. But it reminded me of like, oh yeah, things happen at night tend to be scarier. You know, the Blair Witch.
Because that's the way that's the way media has
love that
perceived
movie.
it for us.
Yeah.
But I
You're
think
probably
things
right.
can be scary in the day just as well.
Here's a.
I mean, you're scary in the day.
since if sound is the most important thing, and I'm gonna get to what JB's saying in just a
Bad
second.
jokes are really bad
jokes
today.
my jokes are not even falling on him today.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the next thing I'm saying. What did you say?
I said
did
you're
you
scary
say?
in the day.
I'm scary during the day.
Yeah.
If I haven't had my coffee.
I thought
Just-
you guys
it
looked
was,
cute at the pumpkin patch, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was totes adorable.
There does no one to a
I
pumpkin
was
patch this
being a
weekend.
dick.
It's really cute.
What?
Um,
I haven't even seen you. Like, this is the first time I've seen you in a while.
I know. I'm being a dick to him, not to you. Saying he's, never mind.
So
I'll
it
just-
does sound like a paid promotion game. It's not,
I like that hat,
yeah,
though.
okay,
Thank you.
okay, so let me say this: if we're thinking that sound is maybe the most important part of atmosphere, to someone who's tell me what you think. If you've seen videos on it or played them about this, tell me what you think about this phrase. PUBG has better atmosphere than Fortnite.
Correct.
I don't know.
I agree completely.
Because they're two different.
Or is more atmospheric than Fortnite. They are very different, obviously, and some
So
you
the
know.
graphics
like-
are more kid style based,
Yeah, but-
or adult
well,
style.
I wouldn't say more kid style. They're just more cartoony. That
Yeah.
doesn't make you a child. I think it's just more fun. It's more
That's a good
appealing
point.
to everyone.
That's a good point.
As to where PUBG is like, it is viewed towards the older audience of things. And I think
I mean, I'm more of an old. I guess I'm old, as you mentioned earlier, just like Steve-O. So
Pe-
I guess I like the older style,
me-
non-cartoony graphics.
Pinas Locas, tell me why you disagree. I would love to know why.
oh,
I'm
she's
gonna,
real into Fortnite right now.
totally good. No, and so Fortnite is really good at world building. Like all their seasons
is.
sort of like build an ever-changing world and like a backstory, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But in Fortnite, when I'm playing, I play it more sort of runny-gunny.
Yeah.
As opposed to PUBG, which is like, get down, like,
Yeah,
you know,
more
like
stealthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Strategy, more strategy.
Yeah.
It's a
Yes.
different kind of strategy.
It is.
It's
But
like-
tell me what you guys think. I'm going to jump to what JB said because I don't want to ignore my buddy. Alien Isolation, Amnesia: Dark Descent clearly needs to be a named game with a colon. Unscripted helplessness. Being helpless other than your will to survive in random events that are uncontrolled. Scripted moments are scary, like watching a movie the first few times, but if you go back and play it again and you know it's coming up, I will say there is one exception to that. Sometimes, there have been a couple times lately where a jump scare that I knew was coming, the jump scare was not scary, but the lead up to it was scarier
suspenseful,
because
yeah.
I was afraid of it. You know what I mean? So when I was playing Condemned the other night and I was in the school where there's a jump scare of something that happens in the school, that whole lead up, I was like nervous and my heart beating. And the jump scare didn't scare me, but that wasn't there the first time I played.
Yeah.
You know, I was just going through and playing the game. So that was...
Makes you more anxious because you know it's there.
Yeah. They were like, this big boss is Superman, gonna come kick your butt, better upgrade your weapons and get ready. We were like, oh boy, and then we killed him in 5 seconds. Oh, when you guys were playing Starlink, you and your Brotherkin guy, that's a bummer. That's a bummer.
It takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Where's the chat?
Okay, so anything else, and if you guys have anything else in terms of like atmosphere and world building in a horror game, like there is a way to do it. I think that you can't have a successful horror game without the traditional tropes. Mm-hmm. But I think that like technically sound is super important. Mm-hmm. The graphics don't have to be phenomenal. They don't have to be Unreal Engine 4 graphics. They can be, but the details have to be there. You have to have attention to detail. Mm-hmm. Even in simple graphics, like there are things that you need to notice that are strange. So I was playing Outlast, and I imagine this is not there to be horror-y. I think this was there because it's a video game.
Yeah.
But I noticed that all of the keyboards in Outlast, like in the offices and stuff, they ended here. they went, they went QWERTY to like U, and then stopped. It ended like this, right?
Scared the shit out of me when you
Oh,
did that.
wow.
Oh, knocking over the...
With your
about to knock over my drink.
on top of your computer.
Thank you.
With it open.
Thank you for saving my computer, my Note 9,
So
and everything.
You should put your lid on your drink when you finish. That's my recommendation.
It's a good recommendation.
Next to your computer.
But anyway, like it's like finding that
Drive me nuts.
finding that detail was kind of interesting because I was like, I'm sure that it was just we're making a keyboard and we're stopping here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also wonder, like, sometimes they will put, a well-developed horror game will have things in it that are slightly off, just to, like, this world is not quite right.
Yeah.
And that gives you an unsettling feeling. I don't think that was necessarily what happened, but it did make me consider that, if you...
Or it's just a different world where they didn't have full keyboards.
Oh, it was a world where people only had 7 fingers.
We only use half of this.
That's right.
We don't need numbers.
Steve was about to add a soda cooling system to his computer.
He
No,
was
I
going.
agree
He
too.
was
It
going.
was right there.
It's been stressing me out this entire time. I've been like staring at it like off the side. Just like, oh.
Yeah, I agree. Because even with visual novels like Corpse Party, that is literally like you clicking and then reading a story, and then sometimes music starts and sometimes it doesn't, and then sometimes suspenseful things happen. But you don't really get a chance to like look at the atmosphere.
But I'm guessing with something like that game or in Doki Doki, that even though you're sort of looking at the same thing more or less,
Yeah.
that sound is an element.
Kind of.
Is it?
It's the same cheery song all the time.
Okay.
Unless like
There
something
may be, we're finding
happens.
exceptions to this rule though.
It's super weird. Like, because you write poems for the girls in there.
Right.
And when you're writing the poem, it's still the same happy, cheery music, but the words will get like real discombobulated.
In the frame that you're seeing, because you see sort of an animated stills that sort of shift and change, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of detail in that,
Yes,
right?
and then they'll have like the girls at the bottom, and if you're making them happy, they'll jump. And they're like little chibi styles of them, but like it gets to a point where some of them like are bleeding, and then some of them are like have bandages, or it's
geez.
it's really intense and creepy.
Wow.
But the music stays so happy through the whole game.
What
so
game is this?
So you never really know. It's free.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah.
Okay.
You won't like it, but you should play it. I would love to watch
it's
it.
really
It's
short too.
right?
Yeah, it's like maybe an hour or two.
So
like
I'm just gonna hate it.
Yeah, just do it. Just do a hate stream for like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
And I'll watch you play it.
but it's so good at the same time. though.
Shark says Doki Doki fucked me up right and proper.
It was really good though. Like for a visual novel to get that many people, I was like, wow, this is great. I have to play it. And then I did, and I loved it.
Okay.
Let's see. Starlink is fun, though, says Game Guy. That's good to know. He'd get it if it came out on PC. 8 fingers, right. You got 2 fingers chopped off in Outlast. Forgot about that. Thank you, Shark. I saw a magazine cover once that was images of a bad thing about to happen. That was stressful. Oh, of bad things about to happen, right? Like the confirm purchase button on the Uplay store. Yeah, the psycho-based freak out for sure. Okay, now I'm going to send it over to Shark because, Shark, you have done research and you have delved deep.
Shark or Bree?
To Bree. My good lord.
Okay.
So, excuse me. I was
like,
Shark just wrote the last comment.
I was staring at it too, and I was like,
and
cool.
my brain flipped.
I was like,
we'll throw it over to Bree.
Okay.
Who has done so much research, and you put both hands into the anime soup, and you went to find the horror recommendations.
Okay, yeah.
So this is Bree's horror anime recommendations.
That was so jazzy for horror.
Oh no, we can't do that.
Okay.
We can't do that one.
Okay, so a really big one right now that I love and most people love is Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay.
That's good.
So it's very good. It's on its fourth season now, and
It's still going?
yes, it's still going.
Out?
Yeah, it just started at the beginning of October.
I need to finish season 3.
So Tokyo Ghoul is about a boy named Kaneki Ken, and they live in a world of humans and ghouls. And the ghouls are hidden. They're kind of like vampires. They eat people to survive. But some of them over-exceed. Like, they can survive on a human for like a month or longer than that.
And some of them do it for sport.
Yes, and some of them, like her name is Rias, and she's also one of the main ones, and she's a binge eater.
Okay.
And so the whole first episode is pretty much Kaneki, and he sees Rias in this coffee shop, and then he wants to go on a date with her, and then like come to find out she's a ghoul and like all this other stuff, and it's really pretty though. I don't want to get too much.
It's good.
Right.
But it is so good. It might get you. I know like Clannad is a great scary game. No way. It's pretty chill. But it's really good. I wouldn't say it's as scary as it was. Like the first season's pretty like
intense.
Oh, this is disturbing.
Some fucked up shit.
But then like second season comes and it's more like story driven.
Okay.
And then you learn more about like the ghouls and where they came from. Because Kaneki is not an actual ghoul. He was made that way.
Right.
He's a half-breed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
So where can through what service can people?
Oh, that's
watch
on
it?
Hulu and no, just on Hulu.
If you want the free stuff, you talk to me.
If you do want it illegally, it is on like Kiss Anime or GoGo Anime. Another good one is Another.
Okay.
It's 12 episodes, and it's
I love the self-contained stories.
yeah, and it's just 12 episodes. Yeah. It's a slow one though. Like it's a long ride, and then I really can't tell you anything about it because the whole thing is a mystery. So like the whole thing until the end to that 12th episode is when everything's revealed. But the whole thing is pretty suspenseful. Like kids are like dying and like falling off the stairs and getting impaled by umbrellas. Like,
oh wow!
It's a really big mystery because the whole concept is someone died in that class, and they think that she's still there. And so the whole point was for them to ignore it. So they ignore anybody who sits in that girl who died seat.
Oh wow, that's unnerving.
Yeah, and
that's already unnerving.
Yeah, and so then a boy, I forget his name, but he starts, and this girl named Tichibana May is the one who sits in that seat, and everyone ignores her, and he never understood why. And then you just go on that 12-long episode and figure out what's happening, like why.
Okay.
But it's really good. I offered Lauren it. She loved it. She loved it so much. It's like one of her favorites.
Interesting one to
Dotus
see
does
if
say
it's on your list.
#, support your anime. Cal.
I support it.
It's pretty good. That one's on Hulu.
It's called Another?
It's called Another.
Okay.
And it's on Hulu and Verve and any legal site you want to go on. But let's support them, okay?
Yeah.
I give my moral support.
We don't to you.
You didn't say what type of support.
You know I mean monetarily support, Cal. You know you're not an idiot.
Oh, you said support. I said support.
Speed Grapher is also kind of visceral with some spook.
And I don't know if anyone is like, because of anime, because of Japanese, both of these are in English. So you can watch both of them in English.
www.
What's another one? So Parasite's pretty crazy too.
I like Parasite.
Yeah, Parasite the Maximum is really cool. It's about this alien that comes to Earth, and they try to infect your brain.
Okay.
And they try to go in for the brain to take over the body. And then the forms of them are so disturbing. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, this is weird. and I had to like take a step back, but then I came back and it was really good. It's 24 episodes.
Okay.
And it's about this boy.
Is it 2 seasons of 12 or is it one set of 24?
It's one set of 24. Okay. And it's about, I forget the boy's name, but it's about him and like his change with this alien named Migi, who ends up not infecting his brain but infects his hand. She ends up, or he, whatever it is, infects his hand.
Pretty much. Like his whole body does whatever in his hand.
Hand is the alien.
Like that episode of South Park with Jennifer Lopez and Cartman's hand?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
But the alien's really smart, so like whenever he's asleep, it's just like up, like learning about us.
Oh, wow.
And like all this other stuff.
It's
and
really bizarre.
Okay.
It is. It's so strange. And there for a while, they were like, we don't need to make a friendship and all this other stuff. And then it's just their journey of like stuff. But it gets really suspenseful. Like a lot of people die, a lot of the aliens, and then it's just more... the story of it is really good.
The ones you've mentioned so far, where are they on the gore scale?
This one is like a 9.
That one's pretty bloody.
Okay.
It's pretty high.
Tokyo Ghoul's pretty bloody too.
The first season.
Yeah.
After
And then
that,
it calms
kind
a
of
little
calms
bit?
down a little bit. It's more involved in the backstory of the characters.
How do you feel about Vampire Hunter D?
I've never seen Vampire Hunter D.
Have you seen Speedgrapher?
Also a good one.
No.
Have you seen
And
Madoka Magica?
I would say it's I would say the first episode's scary, but
Of
I want
Madoka?
Yeah, or Modica.
Modica.
Magic Modica.
Oh,
but
okay.
I wouldn't say the rest is generally scary. I would say it's more like disturbing.
Okay.
Like, because it's a magical girl anime. Like, you go in there thinking that it's a magical girl anime,
Yeah.
and it's really cool. The girls are pretty. The graphics are different. Like, they look like sketches.
Yeah.
But they're pretty. And the first episode's a little weird. And it's like you go in and they fight these witches, which is weird. But it's just kind of like freaky. It's not like it had been anything.
Not gory?
It's gory, but like maybe like at a 5.
Okay.
But it's never been anything to like scare me. It's just been really cute.
I've got another bizarre one that you may or may not have seen. What about Boogie Pop Phantom?
I don't know. You want to tell us about it?
I'm just asking. I'm just
I
adding
don't-
to your scary.
I don't
anime
know
list.
It's drawn from like 80s anime?
If you want to talk old, we can talk Hellsing.
Hellsing's not scary, but it's good.
It's more gory, but it's about a vampire and this detective, and that's about it. But it's pretty.
Yeah.
I think it's really pretty, and that's about it to that. And then there's Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied's a really good one, but it's more of like the first episode is scary, and that's about it.
So some of these shows will have a sort of a scary first episode because it sort of draws you in and it's really jarring, but then it gets into a story and just goes from there.
That's why I tried to pick ones that were like
For sure.
suspenseful
Like
the
all the
whole
way
time.
through?
Yeah.
What else you got?
There is Blood Sea is a good one, and now Devilman Crybaby. That one is really good.
This was one that you mentioned, I think, on our anime show, possibly.
Yes.
I've heard you mention it before because I thought you said Devil May Cry, but it's Devilman Crybaby.
Yes.
Okay.
It's on Netflix. It's one of their originals. But the art is so bizarre. Like, they run like this. It is so
that's weird.
strange.
They're swimming.
Yeah, it's super weird, and that's how they run really fast. But it's so cool. So the first episode starts, and there's like this drug, and they're all like, one of the guys is trying to determine, like, he's trying to get demons to come out. And they're so weird. Like, this is a show, like, you can't, like, watch around kids. It's, like, gore is like a 10.
Okay.
But the story and the horror of it is really cool. Because it involves the angels and demons. So he's, like, some fallen angel, and then his friend is the one on Earth that he wanted to come save and take with him. Like, there's this whole backstory of it. But it's really good. Really good.
Okay. Awesome. Shark mentions Serial Experiments Lane. We have a friend who loves Lane.
Yeah, that's a really fucked up.
I've never seen it.
That's a really effed up.
It's really fucked up.
Lane is?
Yeah. Like,
And-
it's just like it's mentally fucked up.
And Shark also says Devilman has a lot of trigger warnings, by the way. If you go into it, be aware.
Yeah.
It is extreme. Apparently, very extremely... it's not a kid's show.
Mature.
No, not at all.
Not a kid's show. Anything else you want to toss out there?
Hellgirl is really good.
Hellgirl.
Hellgirl is really good. It's kind of scary. It's scary if you watch it by yourself. It's a little scary. By yourself.
If I watch it by yourself.
So there's 4
House
seasons,
over there, though.
and it's evolved around Hellgirl, who there's a lot of story to her, but she is a girl who lived in a village, and something happened with her family, and they bury them alive. So then she comes back for vengeance and like burns the whole town down.
Oh, wow.
And so because of that, she goes to hell, and he tells her for her sins, she has to collect as many souls to get her parents' souls to go out of purgatory. So they're just like suffering.
Okay.
But she's trying to make it so they don't have to because it's her fault. And so throughout the whole story, she goes and she's like, she makes this website. So at 12 o'clock at night, you get on to Hellgirl and you put whoever you want to be killed in there. She comes and she assesses the whole situation. Because sometimes it's people who are evil trying to kill someone good. And then she'll assess the situation to see what's happening. And if you're the evil person, she will kill you instead of the other person. Yes.
That's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, like my favorite episode is she kills this woman, a teacher, who was potentially trying to rape her girl students. And so the girl put her teacher's name in there, and she wasn't going to pull the string because she gives you a doll. And she was going to pull the string for her to come get her. But she ended up not pulling it. But Hellgirl was like, I can't pull it for you. Like, you have to. And so then something happened to where one of Hellgirl's, like, henchmen pulled it. Because sometimes they'll be disguised as, like, a teacher or something. And they pulled it, and they put her in, like, this beaker and, like, just, like, do a science experiment. It's so funny and cute, but then she, like, suffocates in, like, this beaker. And that's how they get back at her.
Oh, wow.
And it is so cool. Like, it's scary in some ways, but it's amazing. It's one of my favorites.
So not exactly sort of horror undertones.
Yeah.
It's not terribly, this next one is not terribly scary, but this next one I recommend Castlevania on Netflix.
Oh, that's really good, though.
It's good.
It's only 4 episodes.
It's not scary, but it's gory.
The next 8 is coming out on the 26th.
Yeah.
Of this month.
Yeah, so by the
4 days.
time you see this, it'll be like day after tomorrow, so you can get in your Castlevania
That's
and
a
get into the
different
next.
movie.
What?
Day after tomorrow? Is it?
Oh,
Day
damn.
After
God, nobody's on it today. What
Sorry.
Sorry, you're on a different wavelength
I
than
know.
I am.
I'm just like, way out there.
There was something that I was going to ask you about. That I was going to ask if it was. Is Death Note scary?
No, I'd say it's more psychological.
And it gets boring.
Just thrilling,
Yeah, because
or
a lot of
not?
After it just gets boring. I never finished it. 'Cause it got
a lot
boring.
of anime is just more of like a like they even say it's like psychological. Like it's just trying to mess with you. Like there's this one called Happy Sugar Life, and you think it's really sweet, but she this teenager kidnapped this young girl and is like keeping her kidnapped, but then like it's so weird. Like one of the guys is like in love with like this 9-year-old girl and he's like 20, and it's there to mess with you.
Okay.
Like that's what they're for, and that's what a lot of like horror anime does.
Right.
It's there to literally mess with you. Like Amnesia is the only one that's ever given me nightmares, and that's because like her face disappears.
Wow.
Yeah, it freaked me out. That one's on Hulu.
Okay, fantastic. But I don't want to cut you off, but
there's a lot, but just go on anime list and look up horror.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna recommend that you guys go watch those as well, and then if you do, hit us up and let you know what you thought.
If it's decent or not.
Yeah, I'll always talk about them. All of them are on Prime and
Hit up
Curve,
Bree.
Crunchyroll,
Or me. I watch
Or
Hulu,
Cal.
Netflix.
Apparently I watch all the old animes.
You're old.
I'm old.
So am I. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, you're way
I'll
older than me.
try to watch them, but like we'll see. I would say
Have you ever
older-
seen Akira?
Akira.
They put that in the horror section, and I was really upset about that.
That doesn't make sense.
I would say it's more.
psychological.
It's psychological.
And the monster in the
It's
end?
not horror,
It's not even
though.
really psychological. It's really
horrifying.
like just sci-fi.
It's just weird.
What he turns into in the end is
It's
horrifying.
just sci-fi.
It
yeah,
is
the-
terrifying, actually. It made me throw up once.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It was a little
Wow,
gross.
really?
Yeah, but I was already nauseous, and that just kind of like
It
made
just
it
sent
worse.
you over the
Yeah.
edge?
I was like, this is nasty.
I just want the
What was
jacket
the part
and
where he
motorbike.
pops him?
Yeah, it was freaking nasty.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Such a great movie, though.
Yeah, it was. It's Dotus. Thank you. Yeah, sci-fi. Yeah. So, guys, last thing we do before we call it a night is we go to the can. We go to the Gutter. This is the Gutter Nerds fan can. If you want to put a question, it's basically an Ask Us Anything can. You can find us at events when we're out in the world.
When I'm not working.
You can tweet us at Gutter Nerds and use the hashtag FanCan. Ask a question. You can redeem Nerd Cred, and I'll put it in here. And we will draw one at the end of every show. And if we have a whole bunch, we'll draw more than one. But we're starting to run out. So redeem. Ask us some questions.
It's like
Do some AMA.
I was about to say, it's like an AMA.
Who drew last time? Who didn't draw?
Oh, okay.
Bree, I think it's you.
Hey, you haven't been here in a while, Bree. Get to work.
Sorry, Skull's been kicking my butt, man.
Are you kicking its butt?
Yes, getting there.
Good.
Talk about how you're almost 40 and life is slowly fading away with a giant grin on your face.
Damn.
So
Fucking dark.
I don't have to I'm only 23, so it's all good.
That's directed towards Steven.
Okay, so
Are you almost 40?
I am, as of Thursday, I am 35.
Oh, that's not even bad. Get out
So-
of here. Because, if you died at 40 on the news, people would be like, he was so young.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
You're young. It's
That's
fine.
true. I should think about my age in terms of what people would say if I died on
Yeah,
news.
right?
That's a good way to put
40
that.
is the new prime.
Like they even say he was only 62.
He's so young.
Yeah, I can't believe that happened.
You hit 80, they're like, oof.
Yeah.
40
So
is the new dad age.
how life is slowly passing. No, I do not feel as if life is passing me by. I feel like I have a pretty active hold on life by the scruff.
I thought you were going to say about the scrote.
I was doing this.
Not
Do you grab scrotums like this? Do you do a full-on closed
full-on
hand?
Oh, man, that was weird.
Wow.
Depends. Are we doing a gentle
I
cupping
feel,
or
I
a
feel like
grab?
I feel like I've got by the scruff, and I'm leading the life around. For the most part, I've got it under control.
I would say you live in a eventful.
I do. It's a wonderful life. It is a wonderful life here in the gutter, and I'm doing it. What about you? Is life passing you by?
Oh, yeah, how old are you?
I'm only 30.
He's like 75.
Oh, sorry.
God, geez.
Sorry.
How old are you?
How old are
she pulls away like she might catch old from you.
I gotta shave my beard, Steven.
need to
I
get
gotta
the beard
shave
back
the
off,
beard.
No, don't. It looks really good.
You look great. Yeah.
I need to grow one.
It's not passing me by. I mean, it's just I'm enjoying it. You know me. I have fun. I've been going to Vegas, living life, gambling, drinking, working, playing video games.
When you do a pound of Coke at once, that subtracts like 10 years
But
from
I've
your
never
life.
done that. So
Okay.
that's why I haven't lost 10 years.
Gotcha, Cal.
I've never done that.
You got it, buddy. Calvin's never done a pound of Coke at once.
Nope.
What about you, kiddo? Is life passing you by?
No, life is really fast.
Yeah?
Right now for me.
It's like,
I just feel like I don't have enough time to do anything.
yeah, you're just flying at the speed of light and
It
trying
sucks.
to keep it all together.
Yeah.
You need to take a downer.
No, I'm okay. Like, no. I like living on that high life, though. It's nice.
You're breezing through, but you're nearing
Bree is
the
breezing
end.
through.
Breezy Bree.
Yeah.
Breeze a breeze.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel, though, in terms of a few things like school,
Yeah.
right? Like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel now, or
Yes.
not.
I can see it. It's
Okay.
just sometimes it goes in and out. It's flickering.
Oh no!
But I have great support in like everything, so that's really good. Like even like this, my family supports me so much, and then
That's
even
fantastic.
like cosplaying, I try to do that every Tuesday, but that's sometimes really hard. But it's okay. I'm chilling. It's
Well,
life.
good. I think overall, Jamie says, y'all think life is going fast. Is it not for you, buddy?
Is it going slow?
I mean,
I
they're
mean,
having a kid.
I
I figure
I would
that'd be-
imagine his was going
his
fast.
life. Yeah, I would figure yours. I will see you guys in 5 years. When your kid's 5 and going to school.
Oh man.
Oh man.
But like the end of the tunnel's a train and like I'm barreling a shark. I see. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah,
Shark.
when it hits me, I'm like, cool, graduation. Now I got to go to UTA.
Joda says, I feel like 2018 started just a few weeks ago. I kind of get that.
Yeah.
Like Sarah and I
this
were
year
like,
has went by really fast. For sure.
I feel like it has. Nordez and I were like, when did we start Resident Evil 7? Was that like three months ago? Like, oh shit, that was a year ago. Oh
wow.
god, like that, because it like we played it and now we're playing the DLC.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like it is flying by. So much training and being away from home since the new year. I actually I want to congratulate you, Dotus, on that training. Like that's very difficult sounding
Training?
Flying planes.
Oh, cool.
Just regular or military?
Yeah. Probably both. Is it both?
Is it military or is it not military?
Is it both?
Military.
Thank you for your service, Lost Notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 more weeks.
Yeah, what Calvin said.
You can do it.
You can do it. It's going to be, this actually is going to go by fast. I really appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys hanging out. let's see, next week we're going to talk about, just a second, I have to figure out what we're talking about next week. It's on our website, gutternerds.com is our podcast schedule. Okay, next week we're going to be talking about gaming's greatest jump scares, and we're going to also do a history of haunted houses.
Are we going to be in costume, Steven?
And it's costume stream. It's Halloween stream, so wear a costume. And we'll be,
we'll be in costume. Yeah, sure.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. So thanks, guys, for hanging out, and we'll see you next week. My name is Steve-O.
I am Calvin.
Bree.
And we'll see you next time.